Says that I am live finally. So let's get this party started. Welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and tonight I'm so excited to share several new recipes with you guys. And I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, since this will be the last time that we have an event together before Christmas. I just want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. And in case I forget to tell you this later, anything that you purchase during this party will arrive in time for Christmas. So make sure that you get out your Christmas list and you start marking people off, because we have something literally for every single person on your wish list, or your gift list, I should say. And if you have items that you want for yourself for Christmas, if you don't know this, you can create a wish list on my website and you can share it with people who are shopping with you. So if you need that link, you can go to my website. You can use the party link that I pinned at the top on YouTube, and there'll be a little option when you go to shop. There'll be a little wish list option at the top. So create your wish list, share it with those who are your Santas in your life. So tonight I'm Mama Claus. I figured I would wear this since it's Christmas time, and we're gonna make a few things together tonight. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make fajita rice. This is sort of a copycat recipe from a Mexican restaurant in Georgia. I have two Mexican restaurants in Georgia that I love. First, Mesquite. So some of my family members own Mesquite. So if you're in the Henry County area, I think they have a location maybe in Jackson, maybe Monticello. Go there. They have some of the best Mexican food. And then La Paria is my other favorite. I love both of these places. So go if you're in Georgia. Those are the places to go. If you're in Sarasota, I haven't found a Mexican restaurant that I think is as good as anything I've had in Georgia. But we're gonna make a copycat recipe of fajita rice tonight. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And I've already made a punch that I think you guys are gonna love. And then I'm gonna bring out a retired Pampered Chef product. It's our trifle bowl, and I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful trifle for Christmas. If you have a trifle bowl, I know you love it. If you don't have it, you're gonna want it, and it's something I can't sell you, but I'm gonna show it to you. And there are some, you can just get another trifle bowl that's not Pampered Chef, or you can use another bowl. As long as it's at least 15 cups in size, it will hold the trifle recipe that we're gonna make. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our Mexican rice. I have a pressure cooker going here. So Pampered Chef has the deluxe multi-cooker. It's basically a Instapot, but it also does sous vide. So you can do all of the things you would do with an Instapot. You can also sous vide, and I love it. I use my pressure cooker quite often, and I have the chicken already going in there. I didn't wanna do that on camera, so it has about 5 minutes left. We'll get to that when we're ready, and I'll tell you what we did, but let's get the rice going, because it's gonna take at least 20 minutes, probably a little bit longer. I have only practiced this particular rice one time, and so I only did a single packet. We're gonna do a double packet, and so I'm gonna have to check it. We may have to add a little bit more time onto this, but this is the, I don't know if you pronounce it Vigo or Vigo, but this is the brand that I chose to get. It's authentic Mexican rice, and it does have corn. It's already seasoned. So we're gonna take 2 packages of this, and we're gonna dump it right in the 3-quart micro cooker plus. So if you're not familiar with our micro cookers, they come as a set. They come in 3 sizes. You get a 1 quart, which is here. We're gonna use this to melt some cheese dip in a little bit. They have a 2 quart, which I think is in my dishwasher. And then this 3 quart, which is the 3-quart micro cooker plus. So what makes it different from the other 2 sizes is it comes with an inner lid. So you have an inner lid and an outer lid. The 1 and the 2 cup only have this outer lid, okay? So this is just a steamer, these 2. And this one can do a little bit more. So we're gonna put the rice in here. We're gonna add the water. How many of you throw away the packages before you finish with them? So following the instructions on the package, obviously it doesn't refer to this, but it just says in a microwave safe dish. We're gonna add, excuse me, it says 2 1/4 cups of water. So that would be 4 1/2 if we double it. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of butter, and that is the double. It's 2 tablespoons per package. So when I tested this the other day, I really like the flavor of this. I will tell you that in general, Mexican rice is not my favorite. I have been eating at La Paria for a very, very long time. Actually, my second job ever was at Frontera Mexican Grill, which is in Stockbridge, Georgia. I know a lot of you guys watching are watching from Stockbridge, did I say? 4.5. Yeah, that's what I measured out. That was my second job, was at Frontera, and I love Mexican food, but I've never really been a fan of Mexican rice. And so recently though, when I was at La Paria, I'm not going to tell you how many times I ate there when I was in Athens, but it was more than twice a week when I was there, because I love the Mexican food in Georgia so much better than what I can get here in Florida. I had to get my fill while I was out of town, but I discovered fajita rice, and I had to just bring it home and recreate it for you guys. And so that's what we're doing tonight. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna stir it. I don't normally do that, but because I'm just practicing with this rice and using 2 packets, that's how we're gonna do it today. So we're gonna do 10 minutes. I think every time I go live, something causes me to cough. So I'm allergic to my own house. Okay, so while that's cooking, let me get the rest of our fajita rice together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer Mexican rice with some vegetables. So I've got peppers and onions. We're gonna cook those down in a skillet here. So let's start doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of oil in here. I'm using grapeseed oil. That's what I have on hand. And I'm gonna use the Brilliance 5-quart saucepan. And then I love this, it's completely nonstick. If you have them, then I know that you love them. We're gonna take our onion, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut the end off. I need to cut just a tiny bit more, maybe. And then we're gonna use the citrus and onion peeler. Let's see, to remove that. You guys hear my pressure cooker? We'll get to that in a minute. We're gonna take the citrus and onion peeler and just pull straight down from the top to the bottom. Take the other side and hook it under. And this gives us the ability to peel that onion without using our fingernails, right? So now we don't have that smell of onion under our fingernails. So it's also great for citrus fruit. We're gonna slice our onions and our peppers using the Rapid Prep mandolin. So I'm gonna set this aside for the moment. I'm gonna show you our pepper core. I almost forgot to show you this. We're gonna take our pepper core and we're gonna just core our peppers. I just realized my iPad is in your view there. We're gonna core this pepper. So you're gonna just press it in just like that. We're gonna pull this out, and then over the trash can right here, I'm gonna take this little tool, and it has little teeth, and I'm just gonna scrape out the inside of the pepper. So look at that, perfectly clean on the inside. And then you can just tap this out in the trash can. We're gonna do this again. So you're gonna twist and push down. So if you don't have the pepper core, you gotta get this. Love this thing. You can even push your finger right in here to push that out. It's not microwave safe, dishwasher safe. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna just scoop this out. And if you have little peppers, like jalapeno peppers, lunchbox peppers, you know, the little mini sweet peppers, you can core them using the other side of the pepper core. And to store them, you just twist them together. Now, this end right here, oops, we're gonna get it back out. You can also remove the stems from strawberries, so it's pretty cool. You can remove the seeds from tomatoes, lots of fun things that you can do with that. But now we're not wasting any of our food, so that's why I like this. We're gonna take our Rapid Prep mandolin, and you may have seen the reel that I shared the other day using this. I got some lettuce off of my tower garden. I was so excited to come home from Georgia. My tower garden is full of lettuce and fresh herbs. I have a few here for you guys tonight. So my neighbor, Patrice, I don't know if you happen to be watching, but thank you so much. She helped take care of my tower while I was away. But when I made a salad the other day, I just put the lettuce in here, chopped the lettuce, and then chopped some like cherry tomatoes. I had some leftover chicken. So it was cold chicken. It was left over from the day before, and I just put it in here and I chopped it away. So you can put just about anything you want in here. And I was able to make pretty much my entire salad just by chopping this. So we're gonna layer the rice, the cooked vegetables, shredded chicken on the top. And the best part about this is we're gonna melt white cheese dip, and we're gonna pour it over the entire bowl. It's gonna be amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that little piece down on the front. If you can't see it, I just pulled this piece down. You're gonna hook this on. This is the food chute. Oops, I didn't quite get it connected there. So this is the food chute. You're gonna put your food in here. This is the food pusher. We're gonna push the food down. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this onion, and I'm gonna cut it in half and just set it inside. Whoops, just like this. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I need to double check. I'm gonna put this on like a 5 and a slice. So we have the perfect French fry, we have julienne slice. You can cut this in slices, you can dice it, you can do so many different things. So I wanted it on a slice. And this really cool container catches all of the food. So we're gonna stick our onion in here. And then we're gonna do our pepper next. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my burner here. It is an induction burner, so it takes no time at all to heat up. So we're gonna toss that in there, and then we're gonna add our peppers. Now, I'm not sure if this whole pepper, no, it's not gonna all fit in there. So I'm just gonna cut this in half. I'm sure I'll have to do that with the other one. Excuse me, guys. And we're gonna slice this. And if you want smaller pieces or thicker pieces, you can certainly decide how you want to chop this. All right, we're gonna dump these in. Now, I will get to the live prizes in just a little while. So lots of the prizes I give away live, and then those of you who shop the party will be entered into the remaining prizes. The grand prize tonight is actually the host rewards. So if you want to get free and half price and 60% off products without hosting a party, this is your chance to win them, right? So I'm gonna finish chopping this pepper. We're gonna put this last piece in here, and I better start stirring because it's already sizzling. And I love these scrapers. They're heat safe. You can leave it right there in the skillet. All right. Toss that in. Flip around. I'm right-handed, so I need to use my right hand. All right. Now, we're gonna cook these till they're super soft. And then we're gonna put all of this together at the end. So I'm just gonna kind of watch these while everything else cooks. And I also made a punch for you guys, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. I went ahead and just made it all together. I thought about showing you guys, and I thought, you guys know how to make things by measuring out liquids. That's all I did was mix a whole bunch of delicious things together, and I can't wait to tell you and show you about that. But isn't this round serving bowl just gorgeous? I love this product. It's part of our dinnerware collection, and it is made of stoneware. So if you like Pampered Chef stoneware, the same company that makes our stoneware that we've had from the very, very beginning of Pampered Chef makes these pieces for us, and they are gorgeous. I have a little drop of the bell pepper. I'll wipe that out just so you can see, but every piece is just slightly different. Look at how gorgeous that is. I love the coloring in the inside, and I can't wait to take a picture of this. So I did things a little differently today. So normally I provide you guys with a link that gives you all the recipes and everything, and I'm not sure how much you guys are using that. And so what I decided to do was around 9:05, all the recipes that I'm gonna make tonight are gonna be automatically posted. I scheduled them ahead to post in my recipe community. So if you're not a member of my recipe community, make sure you go there. To get there, you're gonna go to theflipflopchef.com. There's a button at the top of the page, and that is where you'll click to join the recipe community. So it'll redirect you. The recipe community is on Facebook, and that's where all these recipes are. The trifle that we're gonna make is Black Forest trifle. It's a brownie, white chocolate pudding, whipped cream, and cherry pie filling trifle. It's delicious. I haven't made it in years. And I have to tell you, Connor is just so excited about the brownies, so I have to make sure that I save enough brownies for him that are not in the trifle. I think he wants some plain brownies. Made those in our Brilliance pan, and it's gonna be amazing. But that is an old school Pampered Chef recipe that some of you guys are going to remember. When you see me put it together, you're going to go, oh, I remember that. We are going to put a little spin on it because you guys know I like to change things up just a little bit. And we're going to, instead of using almond extract for that, we're going to use our cherry almond syrup that you can get from Pampered Chef. And if you didn't know this, Pampered Chef lowered the prices of our syrups. And so make sure you grab those with your order. So fajita rice, we're going to make the Black Forest Trifle, and then we have this delicious punch that I have in the fridge, and I'll get that out in just a little bit. So we're just going to toss this around a little bit. I have 45 seconds on the rice, so I'm going to go ahead and check it. I want to just give it a quick little stir so you guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I'm going to get this, I'm going to check this out real quick. Give this just a tiny little stir. If I can get the lid off. Hang on. I need my, let's see. My little citrus and onion peeler, it fits perfectly inside of the lid. Oh yeah, I think we're good. It might take slightly longer than 20 minutes, and that's the part I need to keep an eye on. So we're gonna do 10 more minutes, maybe. I'm not wearing my microphone, so I don't know if you can hear me all the way over there, but we're going to cook it the next 10 minutes, but it might take a little bit more time because a single package should take about 22 minutes, but obviously we're not going to double the cooking time on that. All right, you can use any color peppers you want. My pressure cooker back here, I know you guys can't really see it. I'm going to press the X on there, and that just cancels it out, turns it off. I'm going to release the steam, and I'm going to make sure that it's not going on my light fixture there. So we're going to release the steam. You'll probably see it. Oh, right on my light fixture. Let's see. Let's turn it this way. So we're going to let all the steam out, and then we're going to shred that chicken with our deluxe stand mixer. So if you've never shredded chicken in the deluxe stand mixer, it's a pretty cool way to do it. To cook that chicken, all I did was I took about a pound-ish, probably a little bit more than a pound, of chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I just trimmed them up. I added a can of diced tomatoes and some of Pampered Chef's Everything taco seasoning. I did not measure it, so I'm guesstimating 2 to 3 tablespoons of this. So when you see the recipe for this post at 9:05 tonight, it's going to be a picture of this bowl that says picture coming soon, because I don't have a picture of this yet because we're making it together right now. So all the steam is out, and I know this is far away. It's not the highlight of the night. If you don't know this, you can cook the pressure cooker lid on the side. What we're going to do is we're going to plug in the mixer, we're going to put our chicken in there, and we're going to shred it. I'm going to just let it sit for a minute, let some of that steam escape. If you're interested in learning more about pressure cooking, I have a pressure cooking and sous vide class on my YouTube channel, and you can go and watch that and learn all about pressure cooking. I could spend a whole time with you tonight teaching you how to pressure cook, but since I already have a video there, you can go and watch that. But I put the chicken, the seasoning, and 1 can of tomatoes. You do need some liquid when you're pressure cooking, and so the can of tomatoes was the liquid for this recipe. I put it on the poultry setting for 25 minutes, and you could let the steam release as soon as it was done. I just kind of let it sit there until I was ready for it, and we let out that steam. Now, depending on how you want your vegetables, you can cook them as little or as much as you like. Keith wants his peppers and onions like well done, and so I'm going to cook these well done because obviously my family is the one that's going to be eating this, and so I want them to eat it. So I'm going to turn this down just a little bit and let this just kind of sit. We have 7 more minutes on that, so let's talk about this punch, you guys. So, isn't it beautiful? It is delicious also. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple things out because we're going to need some ingredients. There's no milk in that, don't worry. That's for our other recipe. But this, I called it, let's see what I called it, because I made this up. I do that a lot. I make up things, and the whole reason that we're having this punch is because our Black Forest Trifle calls for cranberry cherry juice, okay? And I didn't need a whole bunch of cranberry cherry juice left in the fridge. And so I was like, what kind of punch can I make that you guys would love? And I thought, it's red, it's beautiful for Christmas. And so let me tell you how I made this punch. And I call this Cran-Cherry Amaretto Kiss. It does have alcohol in it. So if you do not want alcohol, then you can substitute that for more juice. And I also have orange juice. So to make it just the way that I have here, it's 3 cups of Cran-Cherry juice, 1 cup of vodka, 1 cup of amaretto, 1 cup of orange juice, and of course, I added 4 tablespoons of Pampered Chef's cherry almond syrup. If you guys have not tried the cherry almond syrup yet, you're missing out. It is delicious. I think it was last month's live where I made the cherry almond cupcakes. You guys, that icing was so good, I literally ate the leftovers with a spoon. I just put some maraschino cherries in with the icing. I didn't even eat any cake with it when it was done. So I used the almond pound cake mix from Pampered Chef. I made a cherry almond buttercream, and I topped each cupcake with a maraschino cherry. So good, and the buttercream was made with this syrup. So if you haven't got this yet, you can see my bottle is running low. So I have a backup, don't worry. But I put all of those ingredients in here. I added a sliced orange and some fresh cranberries to make it pretty. Now, if you have a Target near you, I bought this super cute Santa Claus mug. It is glass. It's a pretty thin glass. It's great for hot chocolate, but you can also serve cold drinks in here too. You might want to put ice in here, but I'm going to just show you the cup with the punch, and you can garnish this. I don't know if you can see that it is Santa Claus. These were $5, so they were in the little dollar spot at the front of Target. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'll add my Santa to the fridge as well. But now you guys know how to make that recipe. Our peppers are super, super soft, and we're getting close to building our bowl. Now, we will need this cran-cherry juice for our Black Forest Trifle, so I'm going to set it aside. Now, let's see if I can answer some questions for you guys while we wait just a second, because I have learned that if I go too long, I may miss some of your comments and can't see them, and I don't want to leave anyone hanging with your questions. So I'm going to take just a quick break. I'm going to turn these down even lower and see what questions I have. All right. Yes, Charlotte, La Paria, Frontera. I don't know why Florida doesn't have better Mexican food. Brianna, Josh, if you guys are watching, we need you down here. Open up a, oh my gosh, mesquite. The name left me. They are so good. All right, let's see, questions. Let's see. Questions. I'm looking for questions. Yeah, Charlotte, I actually got the job at Frontera because I eat there all the time. And at the time, the manager, Miguel, he asked me, he came to the table and he said, hey, he said, do you want a job? He said, you're here all the time. And so I said, sure, why not? And I ate cheese dip every day that I worked. It was so good. And their Tocayo salsa, which I still love, also very good. And Edgar still works there, so Edgar, if you happen to be watching, hello. And he knows I like to come there when I am in town. All right, I think I'm gonna turn this off and just move this out of the way. So we'll get back to that. I wanna get the chicken going here in just a second. I'm looking for questions. Let me see. I love you guys are loving the peppercore. Yes, we did discontinue the strawberry tool, so that is what you're going to use now. Linda, I thank you for checking. I did not throw away my onion peeler. I have one here and one over there. Thank you for checking. You guys are always looking out for me. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't think you can bake in this bowl. That was the question. I feel like that's something we should look up together. So let's look that up, and then I'll come back to the questions, because if you can bake in there, then that would be something we all want to know. Let's see. Serving. We'll just pull up the platter. They all have the same instructions. And we have 2 minutes left. Okay, this is refrigerator, freezer, and microwave and dishwasher safe. It does not say oven safe, but that's a great question, especially since it is stoneware and made by the same people. Thank you for asking that. We all learned something today. Let me look. I'm just looking for questions, so I want to make sure that I don't miss any of those before we move on. Okay, Lynn. A few months back, we had a conversation on the live with several people about how their microwave, the 3-quart cooker was overflowing. And what we discovered was they were using instant rice. So check and see what kind of rice you're using. If you're using instant rice, apparently if maybe you're cooking, I don't know I've never done instant rice in there, but it came down to that was the issue, because mine does not boil over. So try that and make sure you have that inner lid, and this is the 3-quart, so not a regular micro cooker, because these will boil over if you're not careful doing rice in there. So, all right, let's see. All right, I think, okay. Is the drink container, okay, yes. So Mandy asked about the quick stir pitcher. It is dishwasher safe. Put the lid on this, so the top of the pitcher goes on the top, the bottom of the pitcher goes on the bottom. So I love that. And by the way, Dee Dee, if you're watching, thank you so much. I did not have enough Amaretto, and she just ordered what I needed and had it sent to my house today. Like, thank you so much for doing that. I thought I had enough and I didn't, and I just mentioned to her that I was gonna have to go get some, and she was like, no, and she sent it here. So Dee Dee, thank you for that. All right, let's check on the rice. So what I'm gonna do is see if we need more time, which I'm kind of thinking we're probably gonna need more time. But we're gonna check and see. There we go. I don't wanna, oh yes, maybe we might not. Let's see, I like this consistency. So, I like this a lot. So this is, we did 20 minutes. So this is perfect for a double pack, because I felt like that the last one was a little bit dry, and so this one is not. So I'm gonna set this here, and let me get this lid. I'm just gonna get the top lid here, just to hold some of that heat in there until we are ready to build this. So, let's see. So I think the only other question that I saw was about my back. So Denise, thank you for asking about that. You guys, I have to tell you that my back is doing much better. I actually saw a massage therapist in Georgia, in Athens, Georgia. So this is a commercial for him. His name is Dakota. He works at Massage Envy in Athens, Georgia. And you guys, he is like I called him the muscle magician, because he just truly is amazing, and he has helped me more than anybody else has helped me in the 21 years that I've been dealing with back pain since I broke my back. So that's my commercial for Dakota. I still have a long way to go, but he has helped me so much. And even, I told Keith even before we started today that I'm in so much less pain going into this live than I normally am. So Denise, thank you for asking me about that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take our chicken out of here. There is a lot of juice in this pot, but I don't really want all of that juice right now. Hang on, let me get all this chicken out. I don't like being this far away from the camera and telling you important things, so. All right, and I was using the chef's tongs. Okay, so you guys see this? Oops, let me hold it down a little bit lower there. I have got this fitted with the paddle attachment. Now, I kept all of these in here because you'll notice I have 2 paddles because I use this one the most. We do sell replacement parts, so if you want more than one of something and you don't want to have to wash it in between uses, you can purchase extra. So definitely check that out. I'm going to set this over here. I don't want that to fall. And I'm going to just turn this, it's already on, so I'm going to put this, normally I don't turn it on, I broke my own rule. You don't want to fling it all over the place. We're just going to start on a 1 and let it start shredding. And then I moved it to the 2 just to get it a little bit more broken up. I'm going to do a 3 because I want it all shredded. we have the salad choppers, we have the meat shredders, we call them. But check this out. Look at all of that. Now, this looks like the way it looks when you buy this at La Paria, okay? So I'll come back to the questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and build this, and I'll do the cheese dip at the end because I've gotta show you guys this trifle. So Keith and the boys might have to heat this up, but we're gonna put the Mexican rice in the bottom. I can't wait to take a picture of this and post it so that you guys can see it all together. So our Mexican rice, that's the perfect consistency, you guys, too. So 20 minutes. The 22 minutes on the package was a little bit too long for one package, but 20 minutes for 2 packages seems perfect. So get all of this out so we don't waste it. These are dishwasher safe, and at any given moment, those are all in my dishwasher. My family uses micro cookers like they're going out of style. Oh wait, let's do the peppers first. I'm trying to do this exactly the way it was at the restaurant. So we're gonna put our well-cooked peppers and onions right in here. And again, this is the 5-quart Brilliance cookware. My favorite thing about this cookware is that it is lightweight. You see, I'm holding this with one hand. I love that cookware. Okay, this alone, just all by itself, look how pretty this is in the bowl. I cannot get over how pretty these bowls are. And now, I may not use all of this chicken, so I'm gonna just put chicken on the top. And the reason I'm not going to use all the chicken is because Connor wants plain chicken. You see the things I do for my family? Keith and Christian will eat this all as it is. And then I want some chicken for salads this week. So look, I still have plenty of chicken in here for salads. So set that aside. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take our small micro cooker, and I think I said we were gonna do this at the end, but we're just gonna go ahead and get it started. And by the way, the trifle is gonna come together super quick, super easy, but I think I'm doing really good on time. And so hopefully I can say that at the end. All right, so we're gonna take our cheese dip. Yes, I know you can microwave this in this container. This is not as good as the cheese dip that you can get at the Mexican restaurants in Georgia. It's just not. It's pretty close, but it's not the same. But I don't know if this container is BPA free, and our micro cookers are, and I don't see it on there. So I try to only microwave things, and I hate, you know how people are, they bang their spoons. I try not to do that. Definitely, it drives me crazy I hear my family doing it on the things that can break. We're gonna microwave this for a minute. It'll probably need to be stirred. And then we're gonna pour it over the top. And you guys are gonna love this. I just have to tell you ahead of time, be prepared because you're going to love it. So let me move a few things around while we wait on the cheese dip, because we don't want our trifle to have any chicken in it or any of these seasonings. So let me just move a couple things around, give me a little bit more space to work. And then make sure you put your questions in the comments so that I have them. Look at this beautiful bowl, and have to give a shout out to our, these little trivets. Love these things. That bowl is a little bit hot. And these are quartz countertops. They're not granite, and you're not supposed to put hot things on them. All right, so we talked about the punch. Got the rice. These recipes are gonna be on my recipe group at 9:05. Let's stir this really quickly. Excuse me. All right. Hopefully 1 more minute is gonna be enough, but if not, we'll put it in a little bit more. Let's see. I hate that my microwave is all the way over there. While we're waiting on that, let me, like I said, we can't have any cross-contamination here for our next dish because chocolate and onions, they don't go well together. At least I don't think that they go well together. So I also have some cilantro that I'm gonna try not to forget to put on top of the the rice just as a garnish. I have some mint also, which I meant to put the mint in my Santa drink and I forgot. But these came off my tower garden. I don't have a huge cilantro plant yet, so I have just some tiny little pieces, but I wanted to garnish the top. And so I love this. We have 2 separate little compartments for our herb keeper, and this is like a vase for your fresh herbs. So we've got a little bit of cilantro to top the rice with. Let's see if this is ready. You cannot skip this step, okay? All right. We're gonna need like maybe 30 seconds more. It's almost there, but you don't want that glob of cheese in the middle. So 30 seconds more. And while we wait for that, I'm gonna tell you what our Black Forest trifle is gonna be. We're gonna do a layer of brownies. We're gonna do a layer of white chocolate pudding mixed with some milk. And then we're gonna mix in some extra creamy Cool Whip. You can make your own homemade whipped cream if you wanna do that. And then we're gonna do some cherry pie filling mixed with some of our cherry almond syrup, and we're gonna repeat that twice. Now, a trifle is 3 layers. So we have the chocolate layer, the Cool Whip layer, and the cherries. And so that's what makes a trifle is it has 3 different layers. We're gonna layer those 3 layers twice. So it'll have 6 layers total, and it's gonna be so good. I will say that in the chocolate layer, the recipe calls for chopped up Hershey bars, and I don't like biting into that big chunk of chocolate, so we're gonna leave that out. But I do have a Hershey bar to show you how to make chocolate curls to decorate the top. So are you guys ready for the finish on here? I know I'm ready. Let's see. All right, I do hate recipes that have me going back and forth to the microwave. But this is perfect for the cheese dip. And it has a little bit that had not fully melted and incorporated. So you wanna stir this. I learned that at Frontera. All right. Delicious. This is the best part. If you go to La Paria and you order the fajita rice, you can order any protein you want, but I do shredded chicken. They bring you a whole bowl of cheese dip. That's how I knew that they had won me over. They brought me a whole small cheese dip to pour over just my portion. And you guys, cheese is my love language. And let me tell you, this is amazing. So the greatest thing about this is I can make this huge bowl, and all the leftovers can go in the fridge. And when I reheat this, it is all gonna be reheated perfectly. So if you wanna add shredded cheese, you can do that. I recommend serving this with guacamole. I could not find any ripe avocados, so we don't have guacamole tonight, but guacamole, sour cream is a must. You have to serve this with sour cream. And we're gonna just put this little garnish of cilantro on the top. And then it'll be ready for me to take a photo. I'm probably gonna wish I had more, but look at this fajita rice, yum. It's gonna be so good. I will be eating that for a couple of days. I think we will all be eating that for a couple of days. All right, are you guys ready to make the trifle? I'm gonna put some water in this bowl because otherwise that cheese dip is gonna be so hard. Let's get our trifle layers ready. Let me do some prizes. So I'm gonna share with you the live prizes. Okay, sip of water here. So, if this is the first time that you're joining me for one of my live events, in order to be included, excuse me, for the live giveaways, you have to register ahead of time, okay? So if you missed out on that, you'll know for next time. And so sorry. If you are a winner, please text me where you would like for me to mail your gift. I'm gonna be gone tomorrow, so I hope to have all these mailed out Tuesday or Wednesday. But there I have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 winners to share with you right now. So the first 3 winners all get the pink mitten tongs. So that is Deborah Handley, Sharon Lockerbie, Sarah Sharp. Those 3 people get the pink mitten tongs. So make sure if I call your name that you send me a text or a message with your shipping address. The next 3 winners get the Moroccan Medley seasoning mix, which is a seasoning mix that we don't have available for purchase. So you guys get something extra special. These 3 winners are May Jones, Sandra Harper, and Marianne Rambo. Make sure you text me your address. The next winner is for the celery salt and hummus dip, and that goes to Sue Gibson. The next 2 winners will both get our meatloaf mix, which you guys, if you haven't tried the meatloaf mix, you have to get it. It is so good, and it is so easy to make. Excuse me. I joked when I moved here that I'm allergic to Florida, and I think I am. So I apologize. So the next 2 winners, the meatloaf meal mixes, Beth McClure and Natalie Larson. The rest of these gifts that I'm about to tell you about will be given away after the party closes on Wednesday. So if you shop today, you get, or if you shopped before today, on this party, you are getting double entries into the giveaway when you shop today. And then the party will be open until Wednesday for anybody who's not ready to shop today and finishes their order by Wednesday. I will be giving away the salt and pepper grinder set, which is here. I actually meant to add some salt and pepper to the peppers and onions, and I forgot. The dog treat set, our meat tenderizer, the silicone prep bowl set, the 8-inch Brilliance non-stick square pan with lid, which is the smaller version of this pan that I'm about to show you. And the grand prize winner is the person who will get all the host rewards for the party. So the free credit, the 50% off, the 60% off, all of that. And while I'm here, save the date, January the 11th, unless something happens between now and then. That is the date for my next live event. And it will also be my 27th anniversary with Pampered Chef. 27 years ago, you guys, I joined Pampered Chef, which is just so bizarre to me when I say that out loud. I joined when I was 18, and I remember when I celebrated my 18th anniversary, and I just thought, this is amazing. And here I am, 9 years later, celebrating 27 years. So I hope you'll join me January 11th. I will have a sign up for that in a little bit. If you didn't see it already, we have last minute gift sales from Pampered Chef right now. We have the buy 2, get 1 free. You'll be able to see those when you're shopping online. Just look under the sales and offers. There's about maybe 10 or 12. No, there's more than that. There's about 14 items. Buy 2, get 1 free. They are going to give you the cheapest item for free. So if like you want the most expensive thing on yours, the mini counter vacuum. If you want to get everybody a mini counter vacuum for Christmas, for every 2 that you buy, you're going to get 1 for free. Or the same thing for the oven gloves. But if you're wanting to get lens or cookie cutter sets, those are all $10 each. And so you want to make sure that you strategically shop. Sometimes that might mean placing another order so that you save the most money. So I know you guys can figure that out. And we have 15% off all of our pantry items. So our seasonings like the everything taco, I believe it's all of the pantry items. I don't think anything's excluded. The gourmet cherry almond syrup that we're using, I think that's all I'm using tonight, but I love all of our pantry products, so I hope that you guys will check those out. So are you guys ready to make the Black Forest Trifle? And when we finish this, I'm going to answer all of your questions, and I am going to go over time, maybe just a few minutes, but hopefully you guys are having a good time and it won't matter. This is our Brilliance 9x13 baker, and I love this product. I love that it has a storage lid. The lid is not oven safe, so do not bake in this, but it is great for storing on the counter or in the fridge. And I have a pan of brownies here. I'm going to take our large groove cutting board, which is super stained over the years. With all the grilled chicken that I make, I need to wash this more often in the dishwasher to keep that from happening. But we're going to use the flat side, and I'm just going to flip this over, and ta-da! Look at that. So Brilliance non-stick bakeware. If you don't have it, you need to get it. Now, this is 2 brownie mixes, okay? So I made 2 brownie mixes in here at the same time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut off a section here and set this aside. That would be for those of us who don't want this. And then don't want this in the trifle. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut this into thirds, in half, whoops. So trifle has 3 layers, but we're doing 2 layers of each of the 3 layers. Did I confuse you guys? Because I may have confused myself. You can use this if you want to in this pan. However, excuse me guys, I'm talking too much tonight, right? You can use a sharper knife on the cutting mat if you want. So we can take this bread knife, and what we're gonna do is we just wanna cut these into, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 inch squares. By the way, these are like super chewy, which is the way I like them. So we're just gonna cut these like that, flip this around, and this is going to be the first layer of the trifle. So we've got brownies, pie filling, and then pudding mixture. So I'm gonna set this aside so I have a little bit more room. And I know I'm just like teasing you with that fajita rice anyways. We're gonna set this aside while we get our next layer together. So the next layer is the pie filling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our canned pie filling. We need, I think, 3 cups. So I think we're gonna need more than 1 can, but not much more. I'm gonna see how close this is to 3 cups before I open a second can. It has been so many years since I made this recipe, and I cannot remember if I used 1 full can and a partial can. I can't remember. So let's just see. I'm using the small batter bowl. I think we're only gonna have about 2 cups, so I think we need to use the other one. Yeah, it's just over 2 cups. I was going by the ounces on the can, and my memory, I thought we were gonna need a little bit more. Now, if I have a few of you guys who are wanting to buy the larger version of this batter bowl and have been asking me, when is it gonna come back? All I know is sometime in 2026, we should have the larger version, the classic batter bowl back. Apparently there was some issue with the tool used to make the larger bowl, and the company that makes it for us is, I guess, trying to have it repaired. All right, so we need 3 cups of the cherry pie filling. I will find something delicious to use that for. Let me see. Got 3 cups of pie filling, and we're gonna add, instead of the almond extract, so if you wanna follow the recipe, which at 9:05 will be in my recipe group, you would add 1 teaspoon of almond extract, but instead we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of the cherry almond syrup. I am so sorry, you guys, I keep clearing my throat. Because this is not an extract, it is not as potent, and so that's why we're gonna use a tablespoon instead of a teaspoon. But don't worry, it's not gonna add any more like liquid to this. So we're not gonna have to like decrease any of the liquid anywhere else, because it's not that much. There's only 2 extra teaspoons of liquid. So we're gonna mix this together. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna save a 1/2 cup of this to go on top of our trifle. So I've got one of our prep bowls here. I'm just going to, you guys, that cherry almond syrup is so good. I'm gonna put maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 cup. All right, if y'all were not watching, I would lick this clean. And I know you guys would too, right? Please tell me that I'm not alone. Okay, now we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of cranberry cherry juice. I'm gonna use my Easy Read measuring cup here. So 1/2 cup of this. And we're gonna mix that in with the remaining cherries. Ooh, excuse me, that was so loud. I hope that wasn't like, I felt like that was really loud for me, so I think it was probably really loud for you too. I'm just gonna gently fold this so I don't splash this. And then we just need to make our cream mixture, which is, it says, pour the milk in a large bowl, add the pudding mix, whisk until it's thickened, and then we're gonna fold in the whipped topping. So I'm gonna, because the classic batter bowl is not available, I didn't want to use it. I don't like showing you things that I can't sell you, but I know I'm showing you the Trifle bowl. We're gonna use one of our stainless steel bowls. Now, I have had this bowl set since Pampered Chef introduced it, maybe close to 20 years ago. And I decided that my lids, even though there was nothing wrong with them, they just were not looking very pretty. I bought all new lids. So we do sell replacement lids. So we have the 2, 4, and the 6 quart size bowls. We're gonna use the 4 quart size. And I love these because they have a handle, they have a pour spout, they have measurement markings on the insides of the bowl, they have a no skid gripper on the bottom, so like the logo on the bowl and the lids do not match, because these bowls are like super old. So we're gonna take our milk and our white chocolate pudding. So 2 of the small boxes, this is Jell-O white chocolate instant pudding and pie filling. I probably stood there for a good 2 minutes reading the package to make sure I got the right thing, because they changed the box. It didn't used to be, it did not look like this. I don't think it was blue. I think it was like the same as the vanilla or the French vanilla. So it totally threw me off. I was like, I don't feel like this is the right thing, but I read it over and over and over again, and it is the right thing, but I just didn't believe it. My eyes were trained to see something else. So we are gonna do 2 cups of milk. And whenever I'm making something like this, I do like to use whole milk. And we drink milk here, so having extra whole milk on hand is okay. I know a lot of people don't have milk on hand all the time. We usually have 2%, but for some things I like to have whole milk. So 2 cups of milk. Oops. I put that Santa cup in there and I messed up my fridge. I should have just moved it. All right. So I'm gonna pour these in first and try not to inhale the powder. And then we're gonna add some milk. We're gonna whisk this together, and then we'll fold in 1 package of Cool Whip. And I do like the extra creamy. If I'm gonna use Cool Whip, I just go all in. We're gonna get that extra creamy. So let's see, we're gonna whisk. Where did I lost my, pour the milk in the bowl, add the pudding mix, whisk until it's thickened, and then fold in the whipped topping. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in there, because we are gonna get through this really quickly. And this will be better tomorrow after it has had time to sit and all those flavors get nice and mixed together, and this will be really nice and cold. So tomorrow I will enjoy this more than today, because I like it to be really cold. All right, so extra creamy Cool Whip, and I know Cool Whip is not good for you, so if you don't want to use that, make the whipped cream, but we're using Cool Whip tonight. All right, so we're gonna mix this in, and you're gonna just fold it. So if you don't know what folding is, I have learned that I have a lot of people who watch my channel who do not know how to cook. They did not have anyone who taught them how to cook or how to bake or how to do anything in the kitchen. And so I always like to try to teach you guys, if I was gonna stir this is stirring, but folding, you're just sort of pulling from the bottom of the bowl and literally folding this over itself. So we don't wanna mix this, we just wanna fold. So, if you did not know that, that's how you fold. You can also fold along the edge to kind of mix things, but we're not going to mix like we were with the whisk. We're just gonna fold this together. And then once this is all incorporated, which is really easy to tell because you won't see those yellow streaks. So I don't know how good the lighting is with this bowl, but if you see yellow streaks, you wanna just keep folding. So I'm gonna fold until it all looks creamy and not white and yellowish, because that cheesecake pudding has a little yellow tint to it. So we're just gonna fold this, and that is almost good. We're gonna just get that edge, and I like to just kind of pull on the bottom of the bowl. And if you end up with a little streak here and there, don't worry about it, okay? All right, now let me show you how to make the trifle. I'm gonna show you the trifle bowl. So don't let me forget these chocolate curls, okay? That's what's gonna happen when we decorate this. Okay, we're gonna try something too. So this is the trifle bowl, and what makes the trifle bowl so special is that the stand stores inside of the trifle, or inside of the trifle bowl. So if you've ever made a trifle and you have a bowl that the stand is attached to, it takes up a lot of space in the refrigerator and in your cabinets. It's hard to store. So when Pampered Chef created this, they made it so that the stand would go inside. And a fun fact, this was one, well, when we first launched this, Oprah contacted Pampered Chef and she bought a ton of these. And when she hosted her Christmas party that year, every person that came to her Christmas party got a trifle bowl full of some of her favorite things. So if you ever watched Oprah when she did her favorite things show, the trifle bowl was actually one of her favorite things. And you'll see the stand is inside. Now this is our old cookware protector, the smaller of the set of 3. So you get 3, but 2 were bigger, 1 was smaller. This fits perfectly. We're gonna try and see how the new protector works. So yeah, it'll be great. So if you have the trifle bowl and you don't have the protector like that one, this one works perfect. I waited to do that with you live right now, and we're going to build our trifle. Now, you'll see, well, you can't see, but I'm telling you, there is a little indentation here. So when you put this on the top of the stand, it doesn't slide off, okay? So this goes right on the top, and you don't have to worry about it getting knocked off. But while we're building the trifle, we're gonna leave it on the countertop. And I love that our trifle bowl has a lid. I think one of the red silicone lids that we used to sell fits on here. I think it's the medium size, not 100% sure, but I think there's a post in my recipe group about that. Now, trifles are supposed to be pretty, but don't stress out about it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these brownies in, and I'm gonna kind of push them up against the edge, because you want the layers to look pretty, right? So we're gonna kind of squish that together and then fill in the middle. So I did like a circle around the outside. See that? And the next layer I think is pie filling. So this is the tricky part, because it's a little wet. You don't want to splash it on the bowl. And so what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna get my ladle. I think I should be able to get it pretty quickly. Yep. We're gonna take this ladle, and we're doing half, half, and half, okay? So if you take this, we're gonna scoop it on the top and then just sort of push it to the edge. So some of it's gonna go down into the brownies, but we want some of it to go up against the edge, right? So that we can see the beautiful cherries, right? I'm gonna just tap that on there, and we'll save that. I may have a few more cherries here than that's left in the bowl, but it's okay, right? I'm gonna fold this a couple more times just because it's had just a couple minutes to sit there. It kind of like got a little bit thicker, kind of more solid. So for this, we're gonna do half, but look, I'm kind of going down into the bowl, and you see how I'm putting this in the middle, right? So let me teach you something. You can use a spoon for this. I do like to use our small spreader. I don't think we sell this anymore, but you're gonna just sort of press from the middle to the edge. And see, I didn't even see that I made a mess, but I made a mess with the cherries in there. I was trying so hard not to get it on the side. So you just kind of pull from the center and spread it to the edge. And then you're gonna just give this kind of a little flat, try to even it out. And then you don't lick that until the end, okay? Just so you know. You wait till you're done building the trifle before you do that. Now, what I'm gonna do is, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch this out so that we have the edges inside of the trifle. If you guys are the edge people, then you would keep the edges out. We like the middle, or the gooey brownie kind of people. So the ones that aren't gonna go in the trifle, I want them to stay out. So we're gonna make sure all the edges get in the bowl first, and then we'll fill it if we need more, we'll go with some of the middle pieces. But I specifically made a double batch of brownies because if you're gonna mix up brownies, you might as well make double because brownies are always a good thing. All right, so same thing. I'm just sort of kind of pressing that to try to get that real pretty outer edge. I'm gonna use these crispy edges to fill the middle. So what are you, a chewy brownie or an edge person? Because everybody, you're one or the other. You can't be both. Well, I don't know, maybe you can be both, but I'm definitely the chewy brownie kind of person. Okay, so we're gonna take the rest of the cherries, and this is where I'm not great at trifles, is I try to estimate as best as I can, and then I always end up with a lot more filling in the second layers because I'm always worried I'm not gonna have enough. I'm gonna take this scraper and we're gonna just scrape this out. Put that aside. This smells so good. I'm so glad that I put that cherry almond syrup in here because, man, it's just gonna be so good. All right, same thing. I'm gonna just push those cherries to the edge. And without that stand, it makes it really easy for us to rotate this bowl right on the countertop. So we're gonna just get a real pretty edge. And then we're gonna take, again, I'm gonna fold this a little bit, smooth it out. And we're gonna put the rest of this right on the top. And then we're gonna kind of put it in the middle, just like before. And then we're gonna spread it to the edge. I cannot wait to have some of this because it has been so many years since I have made this. Okay, let's set this out of the way so it's not blocking your view. All right, so I'm gonna scrape this off and then we're gonna spread this around. Again, you're kind of pushing down and out. So if you want to do this little motion where you kind of swish it back and forth, then you're not moving the cherry mixture too much. We just want to get it to the edge and then we can flatten it out. So it takes just a little extra time to try to not mix those layers. Isn't it so pretty? So Christmassy. And if you have the trifle bowl, or if you would like some other trifle recipes, also at 9:05, 2 minutes, all these recipes are gonna automatically post in my recipe community. Go to theflipflopchef.com, click on the button at the top to go to the recipe community, and you're gonna have access to all the recipes from tonight. But I also am sharing a link that gives you access to our trifle bowl e-cookbook. So if you have a trifle bowl or if you want some other trifle ideas, I have a whole e-cookbook totally free for you in my recipe community. Let me grab a spoon here and that will also post. We're gonna put, let me look at this picture. Yeah, we're gonna put this on the top. I'm gonna put it in the middle and I'm gonna show you how to make chocolate curls. If you don't know how to do this, it's kind of fun. Okay. And just kind of make a, I'm not spreading this to the edge, just kind of in the middle. And I have made a big mess here. Let me move this around so that you guys can see. And I'm gonna dry my hands really good because we're gonna make chocolate curls. You also wanna make sure that your hands are not like super sweaty when you do this. And you need a good vegetable peeler. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna set this aside. By the way, because I'll probably forget, let's go ahead and put this on the top. Look how beautiful that is. I was gonna put the chopped chocolate inside and then I changed my mind. So I don't really need this extra large Hershey bar, but guess what? My family is not gonna complain about extra Hershey bars. So what you're gonna do, I actually like the extra large size for this. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna take a vegetable peeler, and our vegetable peeler can be used 2 different ways. So if you like to grate this way or this way, you can do it either way. So what you're gonna do, I usually do it the other way. So let's see, maybe I'll like this better. We're gonna make these fun chocolate curls. So you see these fun chocolate curls, we're gonna put them on the top. I'm gonna zoom in. Whoops. I'm gonna try to zoom in so that you guys can see this a little bit better. You're gonna take your vegetable peeler and you're just going to pull straight across. And so we're gonna do that right on the top. So I'm gonna start it holding it flat, and then I'm just gonna hold it over the top. So you're gonna pull, and we're gonna add these curls. Let me move this just a tiny bit closer here into the camera view. So we're gonna start, that just gives me the stability. So that's why I'm putting it down on the counter. So we're gonna make these pretty little curls, decorate the top of our trifle. I'm gonna put some on the white also. And just gonna turn the bowl. Now you guys are ready for Christmas, right? You can make this trifle. And if you have Pampered Chef's Trifle Bowl, our trifle recipes are designed to not fill the bowl completely so that you can decorate it pretty and put the lid on the top and put it in the refrigerator. Our 4-quart insulated bowl is a great option, but the lid will likely mess up the top of your trifle. Our 5-quart on-the-go bowl, which are the blue ones, which have been discontinued, they are the perfect size. I want to get my hair in the trifle. For the trifle. I'm going to tilt that just a little bit so you guys can see the top. This is the Black Forest trifle. So let me move this out of the way. All right. So we have our fajita rice. We have the what did I call it, you guys? I knew I would remember. Cran-Cherry Amaretto Kiss Punch is what we made in the quick stir pitcher. And then our Black Forest trifle with lots of extra brownies. So I know my family is gonna be very happy about that, specifically Connor and I, because we love them. But let me get to your question. So I tried to stay within the hour and I couldn't, so I apologize. I'm glad that I did what I did ahead of time, or we'd been way behind. All right, let me see. Going back up, thankfully this time it looks like I was able to go back, so that's good. Let me see where I left off. I think Denise, yes, that's where I left. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, I got that one. Whoops. Hang on, I know where I left off. Let's see. Hold on, sorry. Where was that question? Okay, Nancy asked if you could use cranberry pineapple juice. You could certainly use that for the punch. I don't know that I would want cranberry pineapple in the Black Forest trifle, since that is definitely heavy on the cherry flavor. And I don't know if I would like pineapple in there, but for the punch, absolutely. Rachel asked if the onion peeler is not available. Look for the citrus peeler. I think we still sell that, but it's citrus and onion peeler. So I hope that that is still there, and I hope you guys can get it. Okay, Susan Ellison, she's the one that was telling me about the rice cooker and how she had issues and then she didn't. So she said to make sure to put the inner lid on separate from the outer lid. She was putting the lids together before she was putting it on, and it boiled over, and now she puts them in separately and it doesn't boil over. I cooked the rice for 20 minutes. I bought the rice at Publix, and it was in the section of the store where you would find like tortillas and salsa and like taco shells. It was in that section of the grocery store, so I hope that that helps. Barb, you asked me what rice I used. I used Vigo or Vigo, authentic Mexican rice with corn. It's in a bag. Let's see. Oh yeah, Belinda said she likes the microwave drawer. I like that too. And Denise, I'm so thankful I'm not as in much pain. You have no idea. I did not find the rice at Aldi. I got it at Publix. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Okay, Robin, I hope that the rice, I should take a picture of that. So I'm gonna leave this out and I'll get a picture of that. I like the microwave drawer. The only thing I don't like about the microwave drawer is it's not as tall as a microwave that you would have like over your stove. So a couple of things don't fit in there, like the Rock, the lid does not fit in there. And then the current version of the deep covered baker, the handle is too tall. So I use an older version of the deep covered baker. So I do like that the drawer is a drawer, but I like having more options with the over the stove microwave. I hope that helps. Yes, Denise, I will post a picture of the rice bag. I can't do that here. There's no way to put a picture here, but I'll put it I'll put it underneath the recipe in my recipe group. So let's see. Tammy, I do not know the wattage of the microwave. If you want to text me, I can probably look at the label and find that out. So I have lots of basil, actually, Charlotte, lots of it. The cheese dip is Gordo's. Gordo's cheese dip. It's the closest thing that you're going to find to what we in Georgia, I'm from Georgia, what all the Mexican restaurants there have. This is the closest. It's not as good, but it is close. I will tell you, I couldn't find this at Walmart, and they have it listed as with the shredded cheese, but at the Walmart in Sarasota on Cattleman, this is actually in the deli. I would never have thought to look there. Thankfully, someone was able to help me find it there. They have it with jalapeno or without, and I did without. I love sour cream also, Linda. My husband does not like it, so I know that. So yes, happy place for sure. Let's see. Okay, Juanita asked about the white stains on the micro cooker. I am assuming you're talking about on the inside of the micro cooker, and that you're not going to be able to get those stains out. It's from overheating things in the micro cookers. Because they're BPA free and we don't use any recycled black plastics, it's not going to harm you in any way by having those white stains, but it's basically from being overcooked. So, but Pampered Chef says we don't have to worry about it. They just aren't going to be able to get it out. So let's see. Questions. Yes, the brownies, I'm telling you this, the Brilliance Bakeware, once you try it, it's really hard to use anything else. It really is the best. And Teresa, thank you. I got this shirt at Walmart probably 6 or 7 years ago. I lived in Georgia when I bought this, so I've had this shirt for a very, very long time ago. Let's see. So glad I'm not alone, that you guys would lick the spoons too. I'm looking for questions. Let's see. Okay, Ada asked, would you recommend making that the night before taking to a party? So if you're asking about the trifle, yes, I would recommend that you make that the night before. The fajita rice, you could reheat it and it would taste great also, but I think you're probably asking about the trifle. So total cost of making the trifle bowl contents. Let me think. So the brownie mix was less than $2. I did double that, but you don't need a double batch. So the pie filling was about $3 a can, so 6, 7, 8. The Cool Whip, probably $2.50 maybe. I would say when you add the pudding mix, you're probably looking at about $15, give or take, for that. So that's a good question. Let's see. Yeah, the pan protector in the trifle bowl, such a great thing if you have that. And if you have the older pan protectors, they'll work. The smaller one, if you don't, then now we know the new ones will work. Let's see. All right, the edge and the center battle, the brownie edge or the brownie center. Let's see, I'm looking for questions, so I want to make sure. Yes, best to make the trifle the day before. The e-cookbook for the trifle bowl should be live in my group now. And I'll add the picture of the rice when I'm finished. And Merry Christmas. So many of you wishing me and my family a Merry Christmas. I appreciate that so much. Don't forget the party closes on Wednesday. If you shop today, you get double entries into the bigger prize giveaways. And what type of serving utensil would you recommend for the trifle? If you have a nice, pretty decorative spoon, I would recommend that. I need to look and see if I still have the beaded serving. We used to sell these beautiful red and white beaded serving pieces, and it was perfect for this trifle. I might have it in a drawer somewhere, but any nice spoon that you have would look great with the trifle, but you could use anything. Amaretto would be good in the trifle also. I agree with that. All right, let's see. Thank you for reminding me not to forget to take a picture of the fajita rice. I actually have a sticky note right here that's totally soaked in water now to remind me to take a picture of the fajita rice. We do not sell the trifle bowl anymore. Yes, I can take a picture of the cheese dip too. So let me put that there. I'll try to remember that. I know I can find online because if I forget that, I've bought that many times. These are not Pampered Chef brownies. These are just like Betty Crocker brownies. We don't sell the I don't think we sell the brownie mix anymore, or is it chocolate chip cookie mix? I need to, we may not sell either one, but we don't sell the chocolate chip cookie mix. So this is just Betty Crocker. The syrup I used for the trifle is cherry almond syrup, and this is available from Pampered Chef, and we lowered the price of our syrups. Okay, I think that we covered everything. Don't forget 15% off the food items, so all of our pantry items, and buy two, get one free on select stocking stuffers. The remaining prizes that will be given away after the party: the salt and pepper grinder set, the dog treat set, the meat tenderizer, silicone prep bowl set, 8-inch Brilliance nonstick square pan with the lid, which is this pan but the smaller version, and one winner, the grand prize, will get the host rewards. The recipes for the Black Forest Trifle, the Cran-Cherry Amaretto Kiss, and the fajita rice are already posted in my recipe community. If you're not a member there, make sure you join. Go to theflipflopchef.com. Click the button at the top of the page. It'll redirect you to my group on Facebook. Make sure you hit the join button. Every single Friday, I have a Flip Flop Friday giveaway. And so it's Sunday. You have from Friday to Sunday to enter to win. This past Friday, my gift is the truffle finishing oil. So if you haven't entered that, go to the page. You can just search truffle. You can scroll down a few pages or a few pictures, and you can just leave a comment. So the only thing you have to do to enter the Flip Flop Friday giveaway is leave a comment. So one comment per person. The winners have to live in the United States, and consultants are not allowed to participate in any of the giveaways. I don't know why I have to say that, but I do. Let me see, what else have I forgotten? And I have other giveaways every single Friday, so stay tuned. I have some fun things in my closet for you guys, and I will, of course, share anything new that comes between now and the end of the year. Don't forget to save the date of January the 11th. It's a couple of days before my 27th anniversary, but we'll be celebrating together, and I have so many prizes. You do not want to miss that one. So I'm going to be giving away so much Pampered Chef. So let me check and see if there are any last minute questions. Let's see. The queso at Costco would probably be just as good. Yes. The only size trifle bowl we've ever had is the one that I have here. That's actually a sample that Pampered Chef gave me when they launched it. So we've never had a larger trifle bowl. It's always been the same size. Somebody asked how you register. So make sure you're joining my recipe community. There's two ways that I let people know about my live events. One is in the recipe community, and I always provide an RSVP link. And if you register ahead, that's your RSVP is registering you for the giveaways that I do live. And so I do all of that off camera before I start so that I'm not like, shuffling names. I have all that done ahead of time. I can just announce the winners. And also, if you are on my email list, then you will get the information. I tend to put that in a few times. So if you get my emails and you're not scrolling down all the way, make sure you always scroll down because they are full of some great information, and I always include the lives there. And then a lot of times I send an email to those of you who have participated in lives before that you've RSVP'd. Sometimes I send a separate email just to those people to make sure that they have a chance to get in on the giveaway. So make sure you're joining my email list and make sure that you are part of the recipe group. The recipe community on Facebook, literally that is where everything happens. So if you are not part of that group, you need to be, because that's where all the fun stuff is. So go to theflipflopchef.com. The button at the top of the page will take you directly to the group, and then hit the join button when you get there. All right, so Merry Christmas to everyone. I will see you guys on Facebook between now and Christmas, and then after Christmas, we'll meet back here January 11th, and I can't wait to share more with you after the new year. So let me know if you need any help while you're shopping, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great evening. Merry Christmas, everyone.